Jorah Mormont, the Knight of Shadows and Loyalty. Prologue. In the vast and merciless world of Game of Thrones, where loyalty often bends under the weight of power, one man stood as a symbol of unwavering devotion, even when fate branded him with disgrace. Jorah Mormont, son of Jeor Mormont, Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, was born on the windswept island of Bear Island. His life, like that of many in Westeros, was filled with trials, battles, betrayals, and moments of heart-rending loyalty. Unlike many lords, he was not remembered for power or victories, but for the way he gave himself entirely to one woman, one queen, Daenerys Targaryen. Chapter 1. The Fall of a Lord. Jorah was once Lord of Bear Island, married to Lynesse Hightower, whose beauty rivaled the dawn. To satisfy her costly desires, he sold poachers into slavery, a crime condemned by the lords of Westeros. Branded a criminal, he fled across the narrow sea. His house, his honor, his title, all were lost. Yet in exile, fate prepared him for a role far greater than the one he had abandoned. Chapter 2. The Meeting with the Dragon Queen. In Pentos, under the patronage of Illyrio Mopatis, Jorah met Daenerys Targaryen, a fragile young girl with silver hair, destined to become the mother of dragons. From the very first moment he saw her, he recognized in her something far greater than a princess in exile. He recognized strength, fire, and the power of destiny. Though at first he served her as a spy, sending information to King Robert's council, Jorah's heart quickly shifted. Loyalty to gold turned into loyalty to a woman whose inner flame burned brighter than any crown. Chapter 3. First Battles. Jorah's sword was first raised in her name in the lands of the Dothraki. When Daenerys was threatened, when her life hung in the balance, it was Jorah who stood between her and death. He slew assassins, fought rivals, and proved himself not only a knight, but a shield. He fought bravely when Daenerys' life was threatened by Khal Drogo's riders, and his steel became her silent promise. As long as he lived, no blade would touch her. Chapter 4. The Journey Through Slavery and Fire. When Daenerys' path led through chains and betrayals, Jorah followed her into the burning cities of Slaver's Bay. In Astapor, Yunkai, and Meereen he stood at her side. When the unsullied were freed, when the slavers were crucified, when the Dragon Queen spread justice with fire and blood, Jorah was her shadow. His loyalty was tested many times. He watched as she listened to others, as young men with noble faces and soft words won her attention. His heart ached, but his sword never wavered. Chapter 5. The Stone Curse. In the ruins of Valyria, fate struck him cruelly. He was infected with grayscale, a disease that slowly turned flesh into stone. Each day he felt his body grow heavier, harder, colder. It was a curse that promised only madness and death. But Jorah did not yield. He concealed his illness as long as he could, for his greatest fear was not death, but that Daenerys would turn her gaze away from him in disgust. He carried his pain in silence, devoting every remaining breath to her. Later, when Jon Snow and his companions fought beyond the wall, Jorah was there, his body still bearing the traces of the disease cured by Samwell Tarly. It was as if the gods themselves had granted him more time to serve, more time to protect. Chapter 6. The Unseen Battles. Jorah's life was a chain of battles. Not all of them were fought with swords. He fought against betrayal, against his own guilt for once spying on Daenerys, against the silent torment of unrequited love. His greatest struggle was not with enemies, but with his own heart. Yet time and again he proved that true loyalty is not in words, nor in titles, but in deeds. He saved Daenerys from assassins, from plots, from despair. When she doubted herself, his eyes reminded her who she truly was: a queen, a dragon, a flame that would not be extinguished. Chapter 7. The Last Battle. When the Great War came, when the dead marched against the living at Winterfell, Jorah knew his time had come. He fought with the fury of a man who had nothing to lose and everything to protect. Around him, the dead rose, shadows fell, fire burned, but he did not retreat. And when the whites broke through to Daenerys, Jorah was there. He stood before her, his sword flashing in the darkness. cutting down death itself. Blow after blow struck him, but he did not fall. His blood stained the snow, his strength waned. Yet he stood. As long as she lived, he would not fall. At last, when his body could endure no more, when the world went silent, he collapsed at her feet. His final breath was not one of despair, but of peace. He died as he had lived, a knight of loyalty. Epilogue. The knight who loved too much. Jorah Mormont was not remembered as a lord of Bear Island, nor as a great commander, nor even as a man who once broke the laws of Westeros. He was remembered as the man who gave his heart and his sword to one queen. Daenerys lost many allies, but none as loyal as him. His story became a silent hymn to loyalty and love that expected nothing in return. Even in death, Jorah Mormont remained by her side, not in body, but in spirit. For when people whispered the name Daenerys Targaryen, they could not forget the man who shielded her until his last heartbeat.